Mr. Gruber. Oh, what's this? Ah, this is London.
One of the key areas that we begin with is we call previs. It's pre-visualization. It's working in an extremely lo-fi fashion to be able to very quickly explore camera angles, moves, working with animators who have a familiarity with Paddington himself. Filming without Paddington, it makes the process extremely abstract, that's for sure. And so we employ a variety of techniques. There's, for the best part, a stand-in called Lauren, who is about Paddington's height, and she would give us, everyone on the set, a brilliant insight into Paddington's presence. You don't want to make the work in post very difficult or expensive by having to paint lots out, so you try and minimise what's in the place of Paddington on the shot that you will finally use. I think the things that are most difficult are where Paddington's interacting with objects or people in the plate, so you always need somebody to do that, to create either the sort of, touch the cloth that is going to be touched. There's a statistic that if you put all the man hours together, it would be 75 years of someone's life to do all the visual effects on Paddington, so that sort of gives you a bit of perspective on how much work's involved. Fundamental was that he lives in, that you would believe him. He had to be hyper-realistic. He had to live in the real space. But, we're always very careful not to reveal too much whites of the eyes, to have eyes that sort of look too cartoony, to contain all the gestures. It's very, again, often an animator will first pick up Paddington, they'll go for very kind of obvious statements, and Paddington's not about that. It's like, well, take it all away. It's all in what's absolutely necessary and what's, it's a sort of small shift of the brows here and a dart there that tells you he's thinking. And I think, once you get into that zone of the small, then you can start sort of engineering these, sort of carefully placing all of these little beats. That's when, he starts to feel genuine and live and breathe as a real character and something that you can, hopefully fall in love with. The train chase, obviously, is a sort of particular set piece which is inordinately complicated, but even within the prison, the ceilings have been extended in the atrium. There's a huge amount of set extensions, and when we're lifting off in the balloon and he's escaping with Knuckles, the entire prison exterior is a fabrication that's CGI, and there's Paddington escaping through the clockwork, of that prison to give us, I think a lot of people, I wonder whether they'll spot the Charlie Chaplin homage there, but as he goes through the cogwork and comes out the other end with a little black moustache in homage to the master himself. Simple little scenes like the one where he travels through the prison and it's transforming, and you're seeing his effect on the place, and everyone's making cakes. That was a massively complicated sequence because of the sort of very artisan sort of way in which we wanted to make this prison transform, and that sort of Michel Gondry-like sort of stop-motionally appearance and musical sort of effect of all of the things. It took a lot of planning, many passes of motion control, backwards and forwards, and exploration of what would work, sort of bringing things on and off. Almost infinite possibility there, that we needed to play through. But no, there's a lot of augmentation all the way through the film. I think probably almost every shot you could point at something and go, okay, well that photograph's been inserted in that frame, or that sky has been changed there, or that bridge didn't exist, and there's a lot of that stuff, but all very understated and underplayed.
Come on, Fluffy.